European Union country leaders will urge the EU to work quickly on more measures to support farmers in response to a month of protests by angry agricultural workers. The EU has already watered down some environmental policies in response to the sometimes violent protests, but with farmers still taking into the streets this week in Belgium and France, Brussels is under pressure to do more. Draft conclusions for an EU summit on 21st and 22nd of March showed that EU country leaders plan to ask the European Commission to work without delay. The EU should also take action to strengthen the position of farmers in the food supply chain and ensure they can earn a fair income. Having already withdrawn a law to reduce pesticides and weaken some nature protection measures, the EU is looking at new proposals to ease pressures on European farmers. The crisis in the sector comes as Europe faces dire warnings from scientists about the environmental damage industrial farming is causing. The EU Environment Agency this week said that current EU food policies are failing to address climate change risks.
Now, with the culture and tourism news, as Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held an inspection tour at St. Catherine City in South Sinai Governorate on Sunday. During the tour, Madbouli followed up on final stages on the development project of the Great Revelation or Al Tagalli Al Azam district and inspected several touristic projects in the city. The Prime Minister asserted that those development projects follow presidential directives to transfer the district into an international place to attract visitors from all over the world. Madbouli was keen to speak with workers in the St. Catherine airport also after the development work that took place there. He hailed efforts being exerted in the project, instructing to continue the developmental project in a way that preserves the status of the city at the international level. For their parts, the workers promised to continue work during Ramadan to maintain the high implementation rates. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone Dr. Mohamed Qaood, member of the Chamber of Tourism Companies. Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Dr. Qaood, now the inspection tour that was made by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli to St. Catherine in the Governorate of Sinai, and especially to inspect the development projects in the Tagalli Al Azam or the Great Revelation district. Give us an idea of, at first, about the Great Revelation district.
So the Holy Land over there, the greatest district, has been always under the scope and always wanted to do a project over there that can be like an anchor or a demand generator in order to attract pilgrimage over there. Nevertheless, because of the nature of the project, it took us a while until they decided to who will be the right stakeholders in order to be able to develop not only a place but to develop a whole destination. In a joint venture with multinational operators like Stegenberger and other multinational chains are coming as well to the area. It's now up and running, operating, and we're going to be one of the key destinations in order to attract both pilgrimage and at the same time adventure tourism, yes, with a great impact on the society over there.
Yes. How would it change the map? You said, Dr. Qaood, that it's going to attract a large number of tourists. How would it change the map of tourism in Egypt, its importance?
So the importance of it was always like on the radar for many pilgrimage coming to Egypt to go and visit the Holy Land over there. However, like the experience itself and the tough condition in order to get over there and the lack of services and accommodation over there was creating a challenge for any tourists coming over there or travel agencies and tour operators. Hence, the government started analyzing the whole area, like what are the key drivers that could be over there, who are the key stakeholders that must be bought into this area in order to be able to develop, and what are the demand generators that needed to be done and the infrastructure that needed to be done in order to facilitate the reach of this area. Since then, and for over the last 2 years, there has been like a fundamental amount of work in order to be able to achieve so.
Yes.
But while identifying a local partners from Sinai, like many stakeholders from the region itself, including all the companies working in the construction and developments over there. Besides, like the supply chain has always been built across all these stakeholders over there in this part of Sinai. In addition, they had to bring over the expertise of the multinational, of which we have seen Steigenberger is one of the multinational chains that will operate over there, together with another talks with 2 other multinational chains to operate over there. Facilitating the experience, you have seen the Ministry of Environment was present over there himself because of the cultural impact over there and the preservation of the environment. Minister of Tourism, and putting it as well on the radar and how it can be part of the whole scheme. The Prime Minister itself is promoting this as a destination and the impact both in the environmental and on the social development of the whole area, because it will impact many families directly and indirectly in the north of Sinai.
Yes, Dr. Qaood, also the inspection tour that the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli have made to the project developing also St. Catherine Airport. It's a very, of course, a small airport there. So how do you see the development work in the St. Catherine Airport, facilitating also the area and providing facilitations for visitors?
Connectivity is a key factor over there. It facilitates the reach of the area. So while having, even if it's a airport as mentioned, it's still going to connect to all the domestic airports in Cairo and Luxor and Aswan, Hurghada and the most of the Red Sea as well. So all this connectivity will facilitate as well the reach of this destination, and it will create like between a short stay and a long stay. In the future as well, you will see other development being held over there because of the nature of the destination. The spiritual part of it could be as well attracting like a short stays, people coming for a day or 2, and it could attract as well a long stay coming for a spiritual tours that could last between 7 nights up to 14 nights.
Yes. Dr. Qaood, the airport, the St. Catherine, the development projects taking place there, hotels, everything there is abiding by the international standards, providing an eco-friendly place or green zone. So give us an idea about the importance of this as Egypt is keen, and the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities are keen to provide a place abiding by the international standards.
So basically with this development, and this one in particular, we're abiding by 2. The first one with the SDGs, the Social Development Goals that was set by the United Nations in 1997. So now they are implementing most of it into this project, which is most of them like the environmental resources preservation, the equality between men and women, the job opportunities that developing the society around you, developing like a better condition for human rights, all of this kind of things. Besides as well, it has like the 3 other fundamentals that we focus on nowadays is the environmental, social and government. So everything over there has been built with an environmentally friendly resources into the Steigenberger resort and with the new resorts as well that are being developed currently. Besides, yes, they are very much focusing on the development of North Sinai itself. So they are bringing the destination. So the focus on the society and the development of the society over there and the culture over there is key. And that's for 2 things. One, it will create a sustainable tourism for the destination. Secondly, you're improving the economic condition of the destination. And thirdly, it will have like an impact on the national security on the area over there, because you're increasing the number of inhabitants over there, and it will move lives. So people will start moving over there that will have all year around lives over there.
Yes, Dr. Qaood, what is the kind of tourism that we have in St. Catherine? Tourism, religious tourism, of course, safari, climbing the mountains. What are the activities that tourists can do there?
With the nature of this destination, it will be mainly pilgrimage, as mentioned earlier, plus wellness, is big things over there because you can meditate a lot over there and feel the spiritual things on the destination. And thirdly, health and wellness tourism.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yes. Also, St. Catherine is, of course, a very good or very important attraction for tourists. And it's also lies in the Sinai. So what's the importance of Sinai in general and the kinds of tourism in Sinai, not only in St. Catherine, in Sharm el-Sheikh, in other places in Sinai, in Dahab, there are many places in Sinai?
All of them, they have potential. Like we have seen, like if you look regionally wise, we have seen a lot of evolvement around the Red Sea, in Egypt and in all the neighborhood countries. Everyone is developing mega projects or super mega projects in order to attract tourists from all over the globe and providing different experience. Egypt has the edge that it has a very nice connectivity with most of the European countries and at the same time as well Latin America and the US. Secondly, weather-wise as well, it has an edge on the weather, and it's already a developed destination. You're not starting from scratch, so you are already a step ahead of many other destinations. What we will need to do is focusing on the challenges in each destination, and then creating different demand generation in each destination in order to have longevity and long-lasting demand on those destinations.
Yes. So what is the percentage of tourists that go or visit the Sinai in general? Not by numbers, I mean approximately, but by percentage.
You have 70% from the total number of tourists coming to Egypt are mainly coming for leisure on sun and beach.
Yes, 70%?
70% from the total incoming tourism to Egypt are mainly coming for leisure and sun and beach destination.
Yes. Also, beside St. Catherine, the reviving of the path of the Holy Family in Egypt also was very important, and one of the important projects that is going to pass by St. Catherine also. So give us an idea about this, please.
So the Holy Route was always been like a very appealing package for different markets, especially like Latin American markets. They are fond of it, and it's a long trip as well. It lasts more or less around 14 nights to do like the whole holy trip, starting from Sinai and going down to Minya and Loser and Aswan and Asyut. So all this will take you through the holy trip. The challenge was over there to increase the number of tourists was always the infrastructure in order to get all these destinations. So usually people were either visiting partial of it or very few that will have the capability of doing it. Besides, it will need a lot of physical as well as strength in order to be able to do it. Like similar to climb Mount Nile, you need like a good 4 hours in order to be able to climb over there. So you need like time, and you need at the same time the physical effort or the strength to do so. Whereas what's happening at the moment and improving all the infrastructure and the connectivity and focusing on the destination as well, that will create an experience over there, and further investment in the services that goes along with the hotel and other hospitality products, we will facilitate the process for the tourists. So the tourists that will be coming will have it at ease, and this will generate a bigger number of tourists coming to these destinations.
Yes, yes. Also, there are a number of discoveries that took place in Egypt recently, especially in the place of Saqqara district that was going also to attract a large number of tourists to Egypt, beside that the whole world is waiting also for the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is Egypt's gift to the world. What's your comment?
Yeah, definitely. Any of the new discoveries will be an add-on. The Grand Egyptian Museum is an exceptional. Like it has been, like the teasers has been in the market for long. It has been marketed well all over the world. There is a lot of publicity that happened around the place, and the place itself is iconic in terms of design, in terms of collection. So it's a gem by all means. So and everyone is waiting because we have created the right buzz around it. and we have created the demand. Though it's highly demanded now and yet to be open, and everyone is asking for when is the Grand Egyptian Museum is going to be open. So the whole buzz that has been over there, it's good. It's now, as I mentioned, it became one of the demand generators. So people are coming, asking particularly on the Grand Egyptian Museum, not only the pyramids in this area or only Sahara. So it became a point that attracts tourists by itself, by its own as well. So with the opening of this one, the expectation that the Grand Egyptian Museum will have between 1.1 to 1.5 million visitors per year.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Dr. Mohamed Qaood, member of the Chamber of Tourism Companies. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you. Welcome back. Now with the sports news, as Egypt's national squad's new head coach Hussam Hassan have announced the list of players to join this month's camp. The 25-player list didn't include star player Mohamed Salah. Thus, Salah will not join friendly games with Croatia, Tunisia and New Zealand later this month. The decision comes after a formal request from the English title chasers last week to grant Salah medical leave after he sustained a hamstring injury at the Africa Cup of Nations in January. Well, Arsenal manager Mikel Andres Arteta said a thrilling contest between Liverpool and Manchester City lends even more credit to the fact his side sit top of the Premier League with 10 games.